Welcome everyone. Today or actually it's this evening, I'm going to do a past life reading. And the reason why I'm doing it is I feel called to do it. And part of the reason is during my downtime today, I came across a video. I felt pulled to this video, and I guess it was an old show called Who Was I? And it was so interesting. And, as they did past life regression, you could see the connection of like why they were, you know, why they had phobias or what have you today. So it was so interesting. And the more I watched it, the more I felt like I have to do one. So I'm going to do one. Um, how do you know if this reading is for you? First of all, you'll feel it. You'll just feel it. And you just want to trust in that. But this is really, I feel like I'm doing it to help answer some questions that you may have today. Like, why am I going through this? Or why is this happening? That type of thing. So, and the rest I'm leaving open to my guides, your guides, and let's begin. Let's go back. We have medicine man or woman. It's interesting because I have my eyes closed when I'm shuffling, and I just like leave my mind blank, and I kept seeing 1800. So we may be going to the 1800s. We have farm. These may form one whole story, or they're going to be separate stories with the tarot. And then we have food and hunger. Food and hunger. We have Orphan, and I'm not really putting it out. Well, I am. I'm just going to turn it over because it's on the bottom of the deck. I feel like this is saying that even though you're not an orphan, you feel it. Maybe you are. Maybe you were. Because I'm getting the feeling like for some, there may have been, like in a past life, a time when you were an orphan, and I feel like you may have ended up on this farm, and I feel like this farm, like you working on this farm as a child, and like you didn't have a choice, right? You didn't have a choice, and I feel it's very difficult, very little food to go around, that type of thing. However, I do feel like the land itself um, was like your saving grace. You were able to connect to this land, um, before its time, before the current people were there. It's almost like that land was yours, and maybe that's going back another lifetime. And then I don't know why I'm going back like this, but then I have medicine man or woman, um, and that's an important duty within the tribe. First of all, I want to say it's a tribe. I'm feeling the energy of a tribe, and I'm feeling the disconnect between here and here, because here I feel like I'm an orphan. And, I don't know why, like, Mother Teresa is coming to my mind, but, and I know, I know about Mother Teresa, but I don't really, really know, But I feel like she's had a very difficult life. But look at what she's created. Anyway, so so interesting enough, I feel like, here in this lifetime, I feel, I am, I'm the one that's called upon. You know, I am the educated. I am the, and listen, when I say educated, I don't mean through books. I mean, um, maybe trial and error. But I definitely feel like, and I feel like I'm seeing that dream catcher, like the catcher of dreams, maybe of bad dreams. Interesting enough, I feel like this could certainly move us into a current lifestyle where I then, maybe I don't call myself medicine man or a woman, but in some way I may be helping. I may feel drawn to help, those who, because I feel like this girl didn't have a choice but to be on this farm. Like, what's she gonna do? She's a child. And I'm feeling like 8 to 10. Um, but I do feel like she's going to become very wise. I do feel like that. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and bring the tarot in. And let's stay on that line. I'm getting the energy that some who overindulge in this lifetime, it may be because things were very scarce in your previous lifetime. And that may be why you have a hard time, maybe, like, I overindulge and I don't want to, but like, I feel almost like it becomes, my soothing agent, and you can't feel that hole. And I feel like this is why you're here. This is talking about a past life when you didn't have enough. You certainly didn't have control as a child. But again, I'm feeling this child becoming quite the woman. And very connected to the land. And I'm feeling someone may have ultimately, and I feel like it's probably this little girl, ultimately, I do feel like finds her way out of there. And I do feel like she may stumble. It's interesting, now I'm getting it, because I feel like she, like, stumbles into this tribe, and I feel like this tribe takes her as their own. Raises her as their own, loves her as their own. And I do feel like now, when I keep saying this girl becomes someone, I feel like this girl ultimately becomes a medicine woman herself. Right? Even if I'm not blood. But she was patient, right? She bid her time. Almost like not feeling any power to eventually feeling your oats. I feel like the land had a big thing to do with it also. The connection to this land. Maybe even horses. Maybe you took care of the horses and you just so happened to love it. I don't know that you would say that, though. Almost like if I tell them that I love caring for the horses, then they'll take that away from me. Okay. We have the Five of Cups. We have Temperance. Temperance is really in divine timing. We have the Moon. Two major arcana side by side. Can be Sagittarius and Pisces. I'm not really doing the reading in that way. I feel like you'll I feel like you'll recognize yourself even if you don't remember that. I feel like you feel it, like, oh, I get it. I get it. And it's interesting how I feel like Temperance is kind of keeping a shadow over that, like over the hardship, maybe. Almost like if I allowed you to feel what it was like, you would have the pain of it, right? And it wouldn't serve you. It didn't serve you. It won't serve you. And I feel like this girl, she just kind of knew it. So I feel like Divine is saying, it's like keeping a wrap over it because that part of it doesn't, in this lifetime, not that I don't think you learn from it, but you're not meant to feel it. Maybe just understand it. I feel like the Five of Cups here is the feeling of power being taken away. Again, almost lost in it. I feel even as Orphan is in like similar type energy, right? Feeling by myself and all that. Here, I feel this is more an adult, and I'm in that same type of energy. But here, I feel as the adult, I can do something about it. Here, maybe I couldn't. Maybe that's just what everything is waiting for. It's interesting because I feel like there's some of you who, if you really just allow yourself, I feel like you can connect to that orphan, but you can also connect to that woman, that medicine woman. It's like I see the line, and it's the connection. I feel like it's from the orphan, to the medicine woman to today, but you are the connection. So what's it saying? Well, it's a 5. So it asks for change. It's saying what you're doing is not serving you. What I've lost. Like, why am I always feeling that way? Again, because maybe here I suffered, and maybe you do like feel too much of that, but maybe you're not feeling enough of this part of this orphan, right? The one who went from being all alone, being, working at 8 years of age, all of that, having, barely any food, to now maybe I overindulge. I don't get it. I don't understand. And I feel like there's your connection. There's your connection. No judgment. It just is what it is, right? It just is what it is. It's just showing you what is. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is twofold. I feel like, first of all, the Knight of Pentacles was this tribe that became your soul tribe. And I feel like, this knight is definitely coming in, and it does feel like he's coming almost like to the rescue. We have the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the Seven of Cups. So some of you, I feel like, clearly either the time is coming or you're in this time where decisions maybe need to be made, but you're having a hard time is seeing why, the big picture of it all. You know, why do I find a certain thing so hard? Why do I want this so much? Well, because maybe the lack in a previous lifetime, and that is like, it's almost like that's what I'm allowing my soul to feel, but I'm not feeling the whole story. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords. You know, I don't know why. All of a sudden I feel like this Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is today, in today's life. But for some reason, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles has been like juggling this idea in her head of whether to, I feel like, write something. And I feel like it is directly connected to her life. You know what I mean? And in some fashion. And I don't know that it's begun, but I feel like this Knight is like coming into this lifetime also as a way to do exactly what it is she wants to do. You know, I don't know why I'm picking this up, but I feel like, you know, there's going to be people around you who don't see things like you do. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like, is not representing just Earth, even though I feel the connection to Earth. I feel like it's representing all of us. What was I going to say? Oh, and, you know, and I may have like the certain path, and others may think it's wrong or I can't do it or that type of thing. But I feel like what you're fighting right now is that doubt. Some of you, I feel like you're just getting verification in this reading. Like you already know this. It's like you're getting verification. What I love is temperance is here, so that's divine timing. You know, if nothing else, when temperance is in a reading, it means letting go of control of something, of how something must be, how something must look, and just go with it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm writing a book, but I don't even know how to begin with a word. Right? You can put it all together in order down the road. You know, this queen, again, she sees things that other people tend to miss, and that's kind of her specialty. Right? It's like she can see within the shadow. So I feel like maybe you're doing something within that energy, and you've been wondering. One thing I'm feeling is if this reading is like hitting you in your heart or your soul, I feel like what it's allowing you to do is release this pain. There's a pain I feel like it's been carried, almost like carried over. Now I feel like instead of carrying this pain, I'm moving into a time in my life where instead of carrying it, you know, it's almost like I'm an attorney that's questioning it. You know what I mean? Like I'm taking control of it. But I'm figuring it out. And maybe as I'm figuring it out, I'm doing something with it. Uh, Listen, much like this orphan here, right? Much like this orphan. Well, we have the Empress on the bottom of the deck. And that's kind of beautiful. You know, first of all, how beautiful do we have a mother? The mother's energy right here, right next to this orphan. You know, the orphan's looking right at the Empress. This beautiful mothering, nurturing energy. Some of you, you know, maybe you are taking an orphan in. Maybe you already have. Okay, let's bring in the Chariot dreams. You know, I have to say, as I'm looking at like a past life, like why am I an orphan? I almost feel like I lost my family all at once. All at once. And I'm not sure why there weren't like an extended family to reach out. Maybe this child was taken very quickly. I don't know. But I want to say at the same time, I feel like, you know, interesting, like having to go through all that. But at the same time, like, you know, those that she lost have become part of her, you know, her soul's guidance. You know, the Knight of Pentacles teaches patience. But also trust. You know, you can trust that this night will come in. It comes in at the right time. Sometimes it feels like in the nick of time. I just love seeing the Empress sitting right there, right beside the orphan. Right beside the little girl. The little girl who doesn't have a mother any longer. You know, if you're someone who you feel called in your life, you know, understand like the purpose behind that. You know, like it's deeper than you think. And pretty divine. Okay, I feel like I've been shuffling for a while. We have the Hermit. You know, so out of the dust comes the Hermit. Out of this pain, heartache, loss, what feels like loss, ultimately what rises up is the energy of the Hermit, the wise one, the teacher, the one who becomes the beacon of light for others. Interesting that this beacon is illuminating the medicine man or woman's card, and now it's connecting with that Five of Cups. You know, some of you may be feeling like, you know, I feel like there's this loss in my life, and you can't figure out how to feel it. I feel like it's your spirituality. Because I feel like you're also you know, like this is guiding you in a certain way. You know, the Hermit ultimately is the master teacher. But, you know, I can go back and say, you know, the wise one, right? Connected again to the medicine man, the medicine woman. The Ten of Cups. Wow. The Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups coming over the moon. Ten of Cups coming over Temperance. We have the Five of Cups. It's interesting how we have the Five of Cups on both sides of the reading. But now the Five of Cups is right over the Knight of Cups. Again, the Knight is bringing you something into your physical world to help you. Could be knowledge. Doesn't always have to be money, right? It could be knowledge, and that knowledge can change your life because, you know, it's on a 5. 5 is change. We have the Nine of Wands. And look at this. We have the Four of Wands. You know, some of you, you're wondering why you can't stay in these commitments. Why can't, you know, Listen, I feel like if there's worry or in a Seven of Cups, like I don't know what to do. Every cup I choose is the wrong cup. Again, do I feel a tie to your past energy? I do, right? Because listen, before you had to make it on your own, and you did. You did. And you became quite the success. And when I say success, I don't mean that in a like material way, though it doesn't, I'm not excluding that. I'm talking about the wisdom. Um, but for some reason, it's like I just realized we have the Seven of Cups twice. Seven of Cups coming over the moon, which could certainly be casting shadows over the right thing to do, the right one, the right way to go. And then the Seven of Cups under the Four of Wands. So, having a hard time with commitment, commitments not working out, marriages, that type of thing. I feel like for someone, it's like, you may feel like, listen, it's almost like because I'm feeling more of, it's interesting because I feel like in the sad part of you, what you're doing is you're feeling the sadness of the orphan as she was going through this difficult time. But your soul knows that ultimately this orphan became, the medicine woman, became the empress. Became the wise one. So we're forgetting about that. And it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. So some of you may wonder why, like, why do I feel that way within a commitment? And this may be why. Because I feel like ultimately, especially with the Nine of Wands, it's all about learning one's own responsibility within the period, within what got me where I am today. In all ways, you know what I mean? Like, I want to know my responsibility. Two nines, by the way, I just realized. So I need to know, what part of this energy am I responsible for, and I was willing to take on, and what part just responsibility type thing. Anyway, it talks about being able to get through. It talks about what you gained is spiritual muscles. You become the hermit, the wise one. So instead of running from maybe a commitment where you have a hard time deciding, I feel like here's the Empress. Like, there's that part of you who can be this energy, and this may just be talking about how things can happen, because ultimately here's the Ten of Cups, and it's coming even over the dark times. And I feel like Temperance is saying some of these cups, these what you would call wrong choices, really weren't wrong choices. They were learning, was learning something in that, much like the orphan, right? She didn't run away right away because it's almost like I knew where am I going to go? I don't even know where I'm at. Where am I going to go? And the farm feels very large. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like even at that age, I know that I can't just go, right? But at the same time, it's like I bide my time. I bide my time. And that's exactly what she does. I don't know. I'm not going to overread that. But I definitely see the connection connected to commitments. Sometimes you can feel a certain way within you, and it's just like, I can't put a name on it. I don't know why it's happening. I don't know why I feel this way. And understand that, open up your perspective even further and think that, it can be related to a past life. Doesn't mean that you need to like do past life regression. Though I don't know, I probably would if I could. But it doesn't mean any of that, you know. All it just means is you can sometimes chalk it up to that. Like, I keep feeling resistance in this area. This may be telling me like there's something that was, you know, I don't need to carry. And then we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is movement. The Chariot is very much mind control. What a beautiful little triangle right there. We have the Ten of Cups with the Four of Wands and the Chariot, all very loving energy. With wisdom coming into it, even after the darkness, even after it. And it's funny because I feel Temperance and the Knight of Pentacles both talk about patience. 2 5 of Cups. Two people can have their own journeys that are each important. And, it's going to be your willpower, their willpower, to make whatever changes, I feel guided towards making. Okay. So, the Chariot is when you have learned that you, yourself, your mind, your intent, your vision is really what controls the Chariot. When we ask the question, how far can something go? There is no limit within the Chariot. If there's no limit within your mind, within your intent, within your heart, then there's no limit within the universe. We have the Knight of Wands. I feel like, ignition, here we go. I'm not singing that wrong. I'm thinking Major Tom. To ground control. Anyway, I'm feeling this Knight as the spark. I feel like, to put the exclamation on the end of the sentence, it's the spark. It's the spark that may start everything moving. The Knight of Wands it's when really sometimes it feels like passion is like flushing in. It's like what's the word I'm looking for? Comes like rushing in, and it's of your desire, right? And I feel like follow that. So I think I'm going to leave it there, though I feel it's a little unfinished. But the other side of me is like, no, that's pretty much it. So interesting. So I want you, the last thing I want to say is I love it's the energy of the Hermit that it does emerge from this Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, again, the energy where I'm getting lost within all that is wrong, all that I have lost, that type of thing. Sometimes I don't even know why. And that alone may be the journey of this lifetime. But I know as the Hermit, you can do it. You can stand up. You can learn. You can become, the medicine man, the medicine woman of today's age. The Ten of Cups, this may even be something that you can do out of your home. But the Ten of Cups, because it's got the Four of Wands underneath, it really talks about connection, family, love. It's funny how I have the Orphan again and the Empress. Maybe I can't have a child, but, there's a child that I just feel like will love the Empress. And the other way around. Ten of Cups is beautiful energy. And maybe it's like, maybe you deserve it in this lifetime. Maybe they deserve it in this lifetime. Maybe you were connected. And for some of you, it's talking about relationships, no doubt. But the one thing it's saying is, you know, once you have the awareness, um, or maybe even you make the tie, then you can understand how to cut the ties to the pain of the past. You certainly extract the wisdom, you know, if you can. But trust sometimes, like if you're feeling guided towards something, sometimes just trust that that's exactly what's happening. You're being guided to something, and it just may be something um, that becomes your everything. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I said that like 5 times. I love you guys. Thank you for indulging in my curious mind, though I try to leave my mind out of it when I'm in the reading, really. So, I can't wait to read your comments. I know this is not my most popular video, um, but I really love doing them, so I really love your comments. So thank you for that. And let me know, do you feel the connection to anything in the reading? And I definitely feel some of you will. So anyways, I love you. Thank you for spending your time with me. I will see you next time at the table. Bye-bye.